turn the camera on. SOS isn't working. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to PBTV. Slight hiccup with the camera there, but we are all good to go now. So we are here with something I've been very excited to get my hands on, and we can finally get it out. These have been online for about a week now, but we wanted to get them on a live stream so people could ask the questions and we could show it off in all of its glory. So this is the Double Eagle P80. So it stands for Polymer 80 for obvious reasons. Polymer made. It does have a metal slide, but as always, we will go through all of its features. You can see I've tricked it out a little bit, but if there's anything you want to know on the P80, please drop your questions down below, and we will get to you as soon as we can. We'll flash it up on screen and try and answer you as quick as we can. If not, I'll go from front to back and go through all the really cool features that this thing has. It's got some cool tricks with the mag. The slide's got some really nice features. The trigger on this thing is really, really, really nice and crisp, but potentially a very, very good go-to new sidearm for people looking for something that's reliable on its own, but quite easily could be tricked up and be a primary if you're sort of more CQB oriented. So out the box, these are about sort of 280 to 300 FPS depending on gas and temperature, which is absolutely perfect for pretty much any sidearm out there now. So if you're running CQB, you're running outdoors, you draw this, you put some rounds down, it's going to function, it's going to be accurate, and you're going to get a little bit of a decent amount of range for what is essentially a sidearm with a quite short barrel. It's not going to reach out the same as an AEG or anything like that, but you're still going to be very, very accurate over 10, 20, 30 meters, what you need to be with what is essentially a draw and fire platform. Sits about half a kilo, maybe just a smidge under without any of the bits that I've put on here. But it does also have a threaded barrel. So it is a 11mm female thread in there, so you will need an adapter. So you throw the adapter in, and then that becomes a 14mm thread, so you can put any tracer unit you're on, you can put some sneaky beaky parts on there if you wanted, and just run this almost like a little bit of a Hitman platform. Coming to the slide, as you can see, the front is actually chamfered. So a little bit of research and what the guys who've done the description and everything, this is specifically designed so that when you are putting this away into a holster, this almost acts similar to a flared magwell when you're trying to change a mag and you're trying to get that in there as quick as you can. The flared slide is there so it's easier to get into a holster without having to take your eyes off downrange or eyes off anything else. Quite easy to reholster and put away, and then if you've got a primary, fix that, reload that, and do whatever you need to do. So the actual chamfers on there do have a purpose. They're not just for show, it is for reholstering. So we do have serrations on the front and the rear, meaning it's just a little bit easier to rack that first round in, and again, when you go dry, rather than having to hit the slide release on one side, you do have them if you wanted to do it manually. We do have some markings on the top. So we've got the P80 marking just in front of the breech, and we've got the 9x19 at the back. As you can see, I've also fitted an optic this. So out the box, it is optic ready. So I fit the Frenzy on there. It's just one of the prettiest dot sights that are readily available. And it does sort of fit the aesthetic really, really nice. Out the box, it is fitted with the standard plate. So there isn't a flat hole or anything there. This is fitted to it standard. So you just simply remove the screws, fit whichever optic that you have that does fit in the right cut. There's no extra plates or anything like that. So out of the four, the Frenzy is the one that fits, and they are also available. There are screws in the box with this to allow you to fit the standard plate or some kind of optic. Just be aware that if you screw them in too tight, you will be going into the sort of gubbings of the platform, the blowback housing. So once it does go stiff, stop there. It doesn't have to be graunched tight or anything, because if you do tighten them down too far, you will press down on the blowback housing and you won't be able to rack the pistol properly. Inside the box, you do have high iron sights as well. So as you can see, the iron sights on this are now flush with the dot sight, meaning you can't really look down them. They're not really serving any purpose, etc. Whereas if there was no dot sight, you could look down them. The higher ones, that if for whatever reason your battery runs out, something goes wrong with your optic, it turns off, or just for any reason the optic is not functioning properly, if you have some higher sights, you can still aim the pistol quite competently and easily. And again, if you're running indoors, outdoors, and you just want to save battery and you're quite happy to shoot through the tube, as they say, that is definitely an option with the high iron sights. As you can see, I have put the D-Bal PL on the front. We had one in the studio, so we thought we'd throw it on just to show it off, and showing the 20mm rail that is on the front of this. Again, you could fit a torch, you could fit anything you want on here, a little Zoxner launcher, anything like that. I've just put all this on here because it's the new Watson brand, and we're trying to show it off as much as we can. So this is the D-Bal PL that has visible light, IR light, visible laser, and IR laser. So very, very cool platform. If you're running this night ops or anything like that, those guys out there that have got night vision, this will function with them. You can run laser, you can run IR illumination, or during the day, if you're in CQB environments, dark environments, and you want to shine white light, you have controls on either side. So we've got left is IR, right is visible, and as you can see, it is just very easy to activate and deactivate with the buttons. Pressing and holding activates the laser, and then pressing it again deactivates it. So it is a very cool setup with this. As I was saying, it is a polymer slide with a blade style trigger. The grip on this is extremely well put together. The way that they've put this grip system, I don't think I'd want to run this too long without gloves on. Once you've got gloves on, this thing will stick like glue into the exact position that you're in, and it's just going to be on target all the time. The grip texture on this is absolutely phenomenal, and you do have almost, the ridges at the front are almost like index points, so you can keep this in the exact same position every time you come to point it in a direction. Controls wise, it is right-handed dominant, so we do have the mag release on the left-hand side, slide lock and slide release on the left-hand side. To take the slide off, similar to other platforms out there where you pull both the tabs down, rack it and slide it forward, and that will give you access to the gear hop underneath. Speaking of the mag, something very different with this one that you don't see very, very often. Obviously, we've all seen magazine extenders and weights and everything like that, but this is actually a 30-round mag, and not only is the extender functioning for extra BBs, it is also functional for extra gas as well. So when you're filling this up, you do have a massive gas chamber, not just for show at the bottom and looking really, really cool. That base plate extender is actually holding extra gas as well. So you're guaranteed pretty much to get all 30 rounds out of this. So you're going to get 30 in the mag plus 1 in the chamber. You're going to definitely have some fun CQB with this. If you want to run this as a primary, have a couple of mags, and it's pretty much the same as having an M4 GBB platform round count wise, maybe not platform wise. So as we were saying, it does have the 11mm thread on the front. Behind that, we do have a 6.08mm barrel, meaning that double tapping and sort of rapid firing this thing isn't going to cause any jamming or issues. That way, it's going to feed, it's going to run, and you're going to be able to dump all 30 of these rounds out very, very quickly if need be. It's about 97mm in length, so if you are wanting a extended barrel or anything, you will have to put a device on the front, but an almost 100mm barrel in a very, very compact, lightweight, very quick cycling platform. I will say that, even though we're sitting around 280, 300 FPS, its return to battery was absolutely exceptional. A lot of sort of, maybe not quite like race shooting or anything like that, but if you're looking for a reliable sort of something you could trick up and be have a lot of fun with, this is definitely the one to go with. Reaper. Does she have a comfortable grip? Yes. So I was just on about the grip texture on here, that I wouldn't really want to run this for too long without gloves on. The grip texture on this is extremely aggressive, but on a pro that once this is in your hand, it is going to be absolutely rock solid. You do have some index points, like I was saying, underneath there, so your forward finger does sit quite neatly, and you also have index points at the front, so rested finger and even the thumb on the other side have almost ridge-like index points. So every time you draw this, your hand's going to be exactly the same position every time, meaning that your drills are going to be much more accurate, and your rounds down range will be more accurate as well. ODST, what kind of platform is this, and are any other mags compatible? I don't believe other mags are compatible. I could be wrong. It could be EU style mags, but I would try and stick with the mags that come with it. As I was saying earlier, this is a 30 round mag as standard, and what we're saying about the extender here, so the extender isn't just there for show, being an extra bit of weight or looking cool. It is actually extending the capacity of BBs, and you can see the valve there for the gas. It is right at the bottom, so you are actually getting more gas in this as well. So not just more BBs, but you're getting more gas in it. Again, going through winter months, it means it's going to perform better, perform longer, and just be better in cold weather. And then in the summer, you just know you're guaranteed to get through all 30 rounds. So as I was saying earlier, if you're in CQB and someone's running like an M4 platform with 3 mags, if you have this and 3 mags, you've got the same round count as someone like that. Again, with the D-bal and the dot sight on here, this thing is going to absolutely crush in CQB. You're going to have a lot of fun. The return to battery, so the slide returning back forward, is very, very quick. When we first got it out, we thought the slide was the spring was a little bit weak, but after firing it, it's just been designed that way. Its return to battery is absolutely awesome. Its accuracy is really, really good. And again, with it being almost full polymer, obviously the slide is metal, but the receiver is polymer. This thing being under half a kilo with no BBs and without the optic and the D-bal, obviously, exceptionally lightweight. So if you want to be quite fast, aggressive type play, definitely something to look at. But if there's any other questions, please do drop them down below. I'll do a quick overview for those that have joined us. So it does have the 11mm thread on the front, so if you want to throw the adapter on here and throw any of your normal tracer units on there. As you can see, I've put the D-bal PL on here just to show that it has the 20mm rail on the front. So we've got IR and visible light and laser on here, and just showing that it looks like a very, very fun platform. Trigger guard cut away just to make it comfortable, and we do have a blade style trigger. Very, very light, responsive trigger, and the reset is actually really, really nice as well. A lot of people are going to be quite, it's very hard to explain it once you get your hands on these. If you do get your hands on one of these, you'll understand what I mean. But the trigger brake is very, very comfortable, and you're going to have some very, very accurate repeat shots downrange. As I said earlier, the polymer receiver with very, very aggressive, it is a comfortable grip, but again, I'd wear gloves whilst wearing this just to make the best, get the best out of this aggressive grip styling that they've done here. But yeah, just holding this, you can tell that running around with this, you're going to know about it afterwards. And the mag as well, 30 rounds with extended gas capacity with the base plate as well. I do believe it is EU style magazines, but that will be in the description as well. The frenzy that we've mounted on the top, out the box, it does come with the standard top plate on there. So with the normal iron sights that are on here and the plate, you can just run this as it is, removing the 2 screws, throw a frenzy on there or any style of dot sight that fits. And then you can swap out the iron sights to be raised iron sights, so that if anything goes wrong with the dot sight, you can still shoot through the tube. And again, if you're running a device on the front, raised irons are good for that as well. ODST, how does it compare to the EMG Salient you've recently had in? I think they're probably slightly different in sort of purpose. The Salient one functions amazingly. It's really, really nice. And again, you're going for that one mainly because it is the Salient, and it's you've got the looks and everything like that. If you're going for this one, again, it comes down to looks probably. The only pro that this has over the Salient is the magazine styling. You've got the extra rounds and you've got the extra gas. The Salient one comes with the thread adapter already there, so you've got all the bits and bats like that. And I think the slide is probably a bit lighter on the EMG, but the grip on this one is just, it's next level how much this is just going to stick like glue in your hands. Jason, do you have spare mags? I don't believe they've arrived yet, but anytime we get a platform, we always try and get spare mags. But these have come in, so we wanted to get them out as quickly as possible so that people can get their hands on them. If we can get the spare mags, they are either en route or they will be landing very, very soon. But yes, the spare mags like this will be available very, very soon. But if not, I do believe that they are just standard EU style magazines. So you will be able to get mags for them. I just don't know about the actual specific extended ones if you're wanting more of them. But covered a lot there. Always like speaking to everyone. It's always great when people are dropping questions in. Makes my life a lot easier. But been very excited to get this out. This has been the Golden Eagle Janus P80. Thrown the D-Bal PL on there and the Frenzy because we had them around and it makes it look exceptionally cool. The actual base plate comes with it, so that's not an extra, but we're just showing what is capable. So you've got all the features of a very top-end platform with the threaded barrel, the 20mm rail, optic ready, 30-round mag out the box, and an absolutely incredible grip system on this. Yeah, loads of pros. If you want more information about it, check it on the website. The full description will be on there. If that's everything for today, we will join you. We'll be back again next week from Monday. I'm away from tomorrow, so it'll be Monday before we can go live again. If you like what we do, please drop a like, a comment, subscribe. Just keep the love coming. It's always good to see returning people coming and chatting. It makes it much more enjoyable to do these things. But if that's everything, I hope you enjoy your weekend and you can get out shooting. But until then, I'll see you on Monday in a bit. Bye.